Ladies and gentlemen, today we see a lone hero. Levy observes silently, thinking, should I do something? Next morning, he acts, dismantling the explosives. Then, he got rope, made a canyon crossing bazooka. Levy pulled the trigger, targeting. Subtitles: the shell soared through the air with the rope, hurtling straight towards Anna, and then with Anna's clever coordination, a zipline across the canyon was successfully constructed. Levy then raised a sign and asked, "How about I supply you dinner?" After getting a yes, he quickly shaved, tiptoed over a few flowers, and made a grand leap across the canyon. Soon, the two shared their first intimate contact, and Anna was quite grateful for Levy's gentlemanly manner. Levy also felt an unexplainable affection for her. After swapping into some stylish clothes, they dined casually on the canyon's edge. As top-notch snipers, their common topic was surprisingly, who had the most fun in battle. Ultimately, Levy won with nearly 200 confirmed kills, and as the chat deepened, they started to let loose. I'll skip the next part, you get it. After a night of intimacy, Levy heads back to his watchtower. After a brief farewell and a zip back, Levy watched her go with a reluctant look. Just as he was lost in thought, a sudden explosion shattered the tranquility. Little did he know, the explosion had hit the rope, and in a flash, Levy plummeted into the abyss. Although he opened his parachute just in time, Anna quickly raced back to grab her gear. Subtitles: she couldn't help but jump down, and fortunately, Levy was caught by a large tree. Unfortunately, a centipede-like monster was rushing toward her. Just in time, Levy woke up, shot the rope, but as soon as she escaped the tiger's mouth, she fell right into the wolf's den. Levy's body got tangled in some strange substance, and the remaining roots turned into bones, trying to bind him to absorb nutrients, but thankfully Anna swooped in for the rescue. After a flurry of bullets, Anna successfully rescued Levy, and although Levy was extremely grateful for her risking her life, they knew they couldn't stick around, so they quickly prepared to leave. But not far along, thick fog suddenly enveloped them. Then, a terrifying roar echoed from the fog, and the horse-mounted monster charged at Levy. Meanwhile, another monster also swung a knife at Anna. Levy attempted to help, but was knocked out. The two were instantly on the defensive, and Anna tried to distance herself but got knocked down from behind, but she wasn't going down that easily. Anna drew her dagger and thrust it fiercely, then deftly smashed the monster's heart. Simultaneously, Levy took care of his monster as well, and once everything settled, two reported they were okay and started checking out the monster's details, their first up-close encounter. Strangely, they discovered the monster was wearing a military uniform, seemed like a soldier from the 1940s. Levy had heard from Old Black that a group of cavalry went down to eliminate monsters, but none returned. Could those cavalrymen have turned into monsters? They should have been dead and turned to dust ages ago. This was all too absurd. Either way, they had to leave quickly. They began searching for a way out along the broken rope. Along the way, person-shaped trees symbolizing the departed made them feel like entering hell. After an undetermined amount of time, they suddenly arrived at what seemed like a village, long covered by odd substances. He deduced that there must have been an earthquake here before, when suddenly a terrifying roar echoed from afar. It seemed the monsters were coming, so the duo quickly ducked into a nearby building that looked like a church. Once the door was shut tight, they realized the monsters hadn't found them and began to explore the church. Wherever their eyes rested were human remains. After careful examination, Levy reached a conclusion. All these people took their own lives. What drove them to fear death no more? As they puzzled, a strange racket came from below, and Anna swiftly hopped onto a chair, ready for action. But before she could react, strange sounds came from above. Anna quickly shone her flashlight at the ceiling. Suddenly, a giant spider lunged at her. With Levy's gunfire, war-faced spiders swarmed toward them. The two had no choice but to fight and retreat as the situation worsened. Without hesitation, Anna fired a shell, blasting a path, and took off at lightning speed before the monsters could react. Thankfully, right ahead was the canyon wall. To dodge the monsters, they raced into a bomb shelter, shut the door and quickly swapped out their ammo, unsure of any dangers inside. But after a brief exploration, they found it appeared to be a research facility. Everything they laid eyes upon hinted that this was likely the source of all the secrets. Soon after, Levy found a box of tapes, and luckily, Anna discovered the electric systems and some equipment were still operational. So they used a projector to play a tape, revealing a female scientist, and a shocking bioweapons experiment related to human disaster was uncovered. Stay tuned to our channel and don't forget to subscribe.